Ashlyn Schubert here in the business room at the Macon Area Career Center. Today we are talking Macon Tiger football and recapping Macon Tigers' 2013 season. I'm here with Coach Class. Coach, it was quite the season for the Tigers.
Yes, it was. We were very happy with the outcome. You know, anytime that you can win 9 football games in a season, you're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, well, I sure enjoyed the season. Coach, when you look back on the 2013 season, is there a particular highlight that will stick with you for memories for years to come?
As far as individual games, I think the second game, the playoff game against Centralia, would probably be one that will certainly stick out. It's going to stick with us for a long time. Anytime that you get beat as bad as we got beat the first time we played them and come back and beat them, that's one that'll stick around. And certainly the Clark County game where we had to come from behind 2 or 3 times will also be one that sticks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Coach, I know you are losing some pretty talented seniors this year.
Yes, we are. We're losing 12 seniors, so a lot of shoes to fill for our underclassmen, but our underclassmen are already in the weight room working hard for next year, and hopefully they'll develop those same leadership skills that our seniors had and become the same kind of football players they were.
Yeah, well, being a senior myself, I know it's hard to let go of the football, and I can't imagine how hard it is for the seniors that won't be coming back to join us next year, but I know they have a huge amount of respect for you, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that, and certainly a great group of young men that are going to accomplish great things, you know, throughout their lives. Some will go on and play some more football, others won't, but I'm sure they're all going to be very successful.
Yeah, well, what do you see planned for Macon Tigers next year?
Well, more of the same, I hope. Certainly, like I said, we have a great group of juniors, a large group of juniors, close to 20, that have already started their off-season workouts. And right now, we're planning our summer schedule, and football's year-round anymore. So we're excited about our young kids that are coming up. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you, Coach Class, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come down and talk to us.
Tell me, how do you think the Tigers will do this year?
In the upcoming season, we'll have a lot of challenges. I think we'll be okay. The kids are working pretty hard. We've got a lot of kids in the weight room right now. There's always room for more. But we got a good nucleus of kids that I think are going to be all right.
Next year, you will be without today's seniors and will have tomorrow's freshmen. What changes or challenges do you think it will hold in the next year football team?
Well, every year's got its different challenges. Next year we graduate a very good defensive line, all 4 of them. So for me, being the defense coordinator, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to look at, is trying to find 4 kids to fill those spots. So we have some young kids that are working hard, and there'll be a lot of competition for those spots. So I'm anxious to see what those kids can do.
Thank you, Mr. Sondheimer. We really appreciate the time you took to talk with us. This is Kayla Noyes from Macon, hoping you to come out and see us play next year. Thank you.
Well, I coach the secondary, the cornerbacks and safeties on defense, and I also coach the receivers, the spread ends on offense, as well as I break down the game film that we have on the opponent as far as their special teams is concerned.
Oh, okay, awesome. Coach, what sticks out to you most in the highlights of the 2013 season?
I think there's a lot of highlights. I mean, I think this team had a lot of wins that I don't know that if we necessarily thought we'd have a 9-3 season, so I think the season as a whole was real well. I think the one that sticks out the most would be the second game when we played Centralia in districts. They just beaten us pretty soundly, I think about a week and a half before, and we ended up beating them. I think it was by 2 or 3 points to go to the district championship, and I'd say that one probably is the one that sticks out more than any.
Yeah, definitely, for me too. Coach, we always hate losing our seniors, but looking forward to next year's future, what do you see there?
Well, I think we've got some interesting and exciting things happening next year. We're looking at different things with our offense, and some of these younger guys got some good playing time this last year, and I anticipate some of our this year's sophomores and juniors to step up and fill the void that we're going to have. We've got some good juniors going to be seniors returning next year, and I think that they're really going to be able to step up and kind of guide the rest of them along, and hopefully we'll build on the success of this year.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to it.
Hello, Macon Tiger fans. I'm here with the lead Tiger, Superintendent Dr. Stockton. Dr. Stockton, we are recapping the Macon Tiger football season and wanted to get your overall take on the 2013 season.
Well, I think it was an exciting season. We went as far as I think we have in quite a while. Saw a lot of good play, a lot of exciting games with some close finishes, and I think the whole school community was excited about that.
I know Macon fans and players have enjoyed this season. The players really enjoy playing for Coach Class, and it's obvious that they have a ton of respect for him. which shows in their performance this year. Dr. Stockton, we see students try harder on the playing field with this type of relationship. Do you see the same type of performance in the classroom when there is a combination of respect and fun?
Absolutely. Let's start with Coach Class. I've been to several school districts and watched a lot of different teams and coaches, and I would share with you that I think Coach Class has as good a program as I have seen. He teaches fundamentals, and students very much respond to him. Football players, I should say. They work hard and show up in the summers, and I think that translates over in the classroom. When that teacher has a great relationship with students, they tend to respond well, and performance is better in the classroom as well. So I would agree with your analogy.
Does productivity go up?
Well, it certainly does. And again, it goes back to that relationships. And I think if students would think about that, they probably remember those classes that they have the strongest relationship with that teacher. And whether it was a very difficult class or a little easier subject for them, their performance was absolutely higher than normal, if you would. And I see that in classrooms as well. When I'm visiting classrooms, you can tell when that chemistry is working and there's a good relationship, and that teacher does a lot of activities with students, whether it's in elementary or high school, middle school, what have you. But relationships are important. It shows up on the football field and it shows up in the classroom.
Coach, can you give us a rundown of the middle school football season this year?
Well, we basically, would have to look at it from two classes. The seventh grade class that's going to be eighth graders next year, they had a very successful season. They were 5-1. They were a 2-point conversion away from having an undefeated season and putting a picture up on the wall. You never like to lose a game, but I can see the fire in their eyes during their off-season programs and stuff like that, that they really want to beat Brookfield next year. So they've been putting in a lot of time, and I think that's been very beneficial. So for the seventh graders that are getting ready to become eighth graders, I really feel good about what they have to offer. The sixth graders that are coming in, first of all, Coach Quinley always does a great job with those guys during their time with him in fifth and sixth grade. So we know we're going to get players that are coached to tackle and block, and our schemes differ a little bit. So that, sometimes we have to reteach that. But as far as the basic fundamentals, we know that we're going to get players that already have strong fundamentals and are ready to play football. And from what I can see of them during gym class and whatnot, they're a fairly athletic bunch that has a nice mixture of speed and a lot of skill kids in that class. And there is some size as well. So I think that they have an opportunity to be fairly successful for us next year as seventh graders.
My role as the athletic director is to help build the schedule. And football, it's pretty clear cut. The last 2 years, we've been able to play all the conference schools, and that gives us a full slate of games for the varsity. Other than that, I get the supplies and try to get the coaches the things that they need to be successful. We've got a great coaching staff, and they do a good job of taking the things that I give them, taking the athletes, getting them prepared, and putting together a real quality product that we've had this year in football.
Yeah. The Tigers had a great season last fall. From your point of view, what were some of the main reasons behind their success?
I think we had a great group of kids to work with and a great group of coaches that got them in the right spots. I don't think you'll find a group of coaches that work any harder than the coaches we have here, putting in the time in the off season, whether it's attending clinics or opening up the weight room. Things that they do in the summer, the camps that they put together in the summer for the kids, and just the time that they put in on the weekends that a lot of people don't understand or know about, breaking down film, other things that they're doing is just, basically scouting their opponents, making sure that our kids are as prepared as they possibly can be, I think definitely helps. Stability in the staff, I think, has helped a lot. Coach Class being here for several years, Coach Sonheimer being here for several years as well, really knowing the kids. I think a lot of things that get overlooked are things like your middle school coaches and your middle school programs. We've had a lot of stability in the middle school program with Coach Marty. Coach Wright also helps out a lot with the addition of Coach Coffey this year. I think he brought a lot to the table as well. And David Johnson, a volunteer coach, is helping there in the middle school. And we also have Jared Hayes has helped us in the middle school this year as well. So they're kind of doing a good job of laying the foundation there. It goes all the way back to 5th and 6th grade football, Coach Quinley, and what he's doing with the 5th and 6th graders. We're building a very good tradition here at Macon. And when it comes down to it, you can coach up the kids all you want to, but they have to make the plays. And we've got some great athletes that have worked and put in a lot of time in the weight room preparing themselves in the off season. And then when they get the opportunity on Friday nights, they've obviously went out and performed very well.
Yeah, well, we've heard many wonderful things about Coach Class from other coaches and other players. I know the seniors graduating this year are really going to miss him. We're looking forward to next fall. What do you think the 2014 season holds for Macon fans?
Well, every year when you look at the group of seniors that leave, you're concerned because you know how much talent that you're losing. And every year there's always another group of kids that are moving up to take their place. And I think that any coach will tell you that people need to understand that you don't just get better by getting a year older, that you have to put a lot of work in it. And from what I've seen so far this winter, and starting into the spring season now, is that we have great attendance in the weight room. The kids are working hard, knowing that there's a good nucleus to build around. Bradley Burkhart and Brandon Sonheimer. There's a couple of good linemen, defensive players that we've got coming back on the defensive line and secondary. There's a good group to work with there, and I think what the coaches are working on now is to figure out a way to mold what we're going to do offensive and defensively around the strengths of the team, the strength of the people that we have coming back. So I'm expecting another exciting year. I think we finally have built high expectations for our football team, and I think that they'll live up to those expectations.
We finally caught up with Coach Bergeson, and wouldn't you know it, we found him in the weight room. Coach, does the weight room play a big role for the Macon Tigers football team program?
I think it does. The weight room is really where you start the conditioning and stuff for the next season. Really, football-wise, we don't start doing a whole lot of football-specific stuff until the summer. So the weight room is really the foundation that our football program is built on, with the strength and the speed that we're able to work on in our drills and exercises.
We watched the Macon Tigers, and they sure seem to have a great season. They have plenty of energy, and they seem to be in great shape. Is this something that can happen over the summer, or is that something that is a year-round program that you offer here?
I don't think it's something that can happen over the summer. Definitely it's something that is a prolonged experience. I think it is something you're going to have to work on not only year-round, but probably high school round. I mean, you can't just decide your senior year that you're going to try to get in shape for football. It has to be something that you do all 4 years, and even into middle school, which our middle school also does a weightlifting program for the kids. So it is definitely something that you need to put in some effort to, and it can't just be like a one-season thing or a one-year thing.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a large part of what you do for our team is strengthening and conditioning. So basically, you get people in shape. So I have to ask you a question. Okay, so could you get me in shape? Because I want to look foxy for prom.
Well, we definitely could. A lot of that is kind of dependent on your effort. Number one, you've got to come into the weight room. Number two, some of the kids that come to our lifting sessions, they may not put forth a great effort and stuff, and really you get out of it what you put into it, basically like any exercise program. You're going to see the benefits the more effort you put into the exercises.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you at your time, and we appreciate your Tigers. Tiger athletes, you better get down here in the weight room. It's time to start lifting and get ready for the next football season, and you can start looking like us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, way to the beach. Yeah. Coach, what changes do you think we'll see next fall versus last fall?
I think there'll be some changes in our offensive setup. I think there'll be a lot more running, and I do see a strong offensive line returning next year.
Okay, awesome. We love our Tigers, and Macon fans are known for getting loud. Tell me what the effect Macon fans have on the players and the coaches during the game.
When our players make big plays, whether it's a big hit or a big run or a great block, our fans just help so much with getting our spirits up and keeping them up through the game, even when we're down.
Well, fans, there you have it. Stay loud, stay proud. Come out next fall to cheer on those Tigers.